Welcome to the Friends of FEADies Podcast, brought to you by FEAD Canada, our funding partner ISED, and founding partner, the Saskatchewan Food Centre. This show is all about celebrating the incredible journeys of female entrepreneurs in the agri-food and food manufacturing sector. We're here to dish out the secrets of success and serve up a side of inspiration along the way. We are the FEAD program where dreams are made, businesses are born, and the agri-food world is your oyster. Let's dine together. Hello, and welcome back to the Friends of FEADies Podcast. Today's episode is a special one. I'm bringing you a live conversation recorded at Table Talk 6.0, our mini conference for food founders and leaders. This session was titled Beyond the Recipe, Building a Sustainable Food Business, and it features two incredible founders, Lori Rowe, founder of Jordan Ridge Sauces, and Katie Merchant, founder of the Honey Merchants. I thought it was such a great, honest conversation that I wanted to share it as a full podcast episode. There's a lot of real insight here on what it actually takes to build a food business beyond just the product. You'll hear me kick things off and introduce the entrepreneurs, but the conversation itself was led by Nafisa Mahabub, who does an incredible job guiding the discussion. We get into growth, challenges, sustainability, and what it looks like to build something long-term in the food industry. So sit back, enjoy, and let's get into it. Welcome back. We're going to get started with our next session, Beyond the Recipe, Building Sustainable Food Businesses. And it's a conversation with founders who are actively building and growing food businesses right now. Running a company is about more than just the product. It's about operations, distribution, brand building, resilience, and making decisions that support long-term sustainability. Today, we're joined by two incredible founders who are building unique businesses in the food industry. First, we have Lori Rowe, founder of Jordan Ridge Sauces. Lori is a rural Canadian entrepreneur dedicated to bringing families together through wholesome, nostalgic flavors. Her sweet, sticky barbecue sauces are inspired by generational farm family recipes made with simple ingredients and no preservatives. It's comfort food in a bottle. We also have Katie Merchant, founder of the Honey Merchants. Katie started her award-winning Calgary-based honey company after bringing home 2 beehives to help her son overcome his fear of insects. What began as a small family project quickly grew into a thriving business known for its handcrafted honey and strong focus on education and community connection. Please join me in welcoming Lori and Katie and welcoming back Nafisa to run this session.
Hi, everyone. I'm so very excited about this. I love panels and fireside chat just because it's more of a conversation than like a setup rule of everything that we're doing. And in general, these incredible women entrepreneurs are just so well spoken. I think that's basically why I went with this. Oh my goodness. So I've had Lori at our accelerator, and she did actually win. And I just want to say, Mehmet came out to me and was like, oh, she's just such a well-spoken lady. So there you go. And all right, we're just going to go ahead and get started right away here. So starting with Katie. Katie, your journey began with a very personal moment, helping your son overcome his fear of insects, which led to bringing home 2 hives and eventually building the Honey Merchants. At what point did you realize that this family project could grow into a real business?
Well, okay. Hi, guys. I'm Katie Merchant, hence the name The Honey Merchants. That's a really good question. So I think it was the point that when I had my first 2 hives, I got 200-ish pounds of honey that first year. And 200 pounds of honey, I know it seems like it's a crazy amount, but I eat about 50 pounds of honey in our house because we do everything with it, right? We do like lemonade and tea and salad dressings and like every marinade you could possibly imagine. We make barbecue sauce with it. We do everything that you need to put sugar in. Essentially, we use honey. We don't almost every
Greatest alternative.
It's a great alternative. So when it got to the point that I like couldn't give any more away, and I like had so many jars in my cabinet, and I was like, well, I should probably do something with this. So I started, asking my neighbors if they knew anybody who wanted to buy a jar for cheap or whatever. But to be honest with you, that was 200. When I turned 40, because I'm 45, my husband bought me 10 beehives for my birthday. So essentially, he bought me a business And I then had 1,300 pounds of honey. So it kind of was not really my decision to do it.
It's like, well, 10 hives.
Yeah, he was like, here you go. Just so you know, check in the garage. There's 10 beehives. Um, it was when I had 1,300 pounds of honey that year, and I was like, I had no idea what to do with it besides now I have to sell it.
Yeah.
It's either I give up the hobby and the very expensive birthday gift.
Yeah.
And
I am not sure how much hive costs, but I don't think it's a
So
small amount.
it's about $1,000 a hive
wow.
with bees and the wood and the wax and the things and the everything. It's about $1,000. So it's like, that's a real gift.
Yeah.
That's a big,
That's a huge.
yeah, right. Like, thanks for the business, I think, baby. So I just started selling at that. It was at that point when I had 1,300 pounds and I couldn't give any away and I needed to find some way to get rid of it and to share it. And I love beekeeping. I don't know if you know this, but they say beekeepers live longer than most people because there's a resonation from the bees. They resonate this energy and they have a noise and there's a thing. I love it so much.
Aww.
So it's either I give that true love up and don't have any honey, or I hawk the honey and still get to do what I got to do. So it's really, it's that.
I love that. It's like a passion project turned into a business. And I mean,
Yeah.
of course, your husband helped in there quite a
Oh
bit.
man, he does all of the heavy lifting at this point. I sort of give up. And even when we go beekeeping at this point, I'm kind of the beekeeper that lays in the middle of my field and like watches them.
Enjoys it.
Or I like lay on a beehive. It's not even cute, right? Like I'm laying on a beehive like this and I just sing to them and they listen. And almost every time he's like, are you going to help? And I'm like, tell me when it's time to load the car.
Enjoy this.
Or like, I'll start the smoker for you. You do everything. And then tell me what I need to do. Cause I'm like, I'm good. I'm just sitting here, like listening to Bob Marley or I'm singing Bob Marley or like humming something.
Relaxing.
Yeah,
Yeah, please
This
leave
is
me
how
alone.
I beekeep. This is how I do my work.
Love
Whatever you
that.
do, that's fine. That's fine.
Hey, you know, like when it's a passion and something you love, it does not feel like work anymore. You can genuinely enjoy it, which I love. So
It's good.
absolutely love that story. All right, Lori, I'm going to have you introduce yourself a little bit before you jump into the question, but so Lori is from built to Jordan Rich sauces around generational family recipes and the idea of bringing families together through food. So my question here, after you're done introducing yourself a little bit, is what inspired you to take those cherished recipes and turn them into a product that others could enjoy?
I'm Lori Rowe, and I'm the founder of Jordan Ridge Sauces, which is a family business out of Black Diamond, Alberta. And to answer your question, the reason I make these barbecue sauces is because I don't like barbecue sauce.
No way. I did not know that one.
It is really bizarre. My kids call me a barbecue sauce snob. And I go, but no, I try them all. And they say, but you don't like any of them. But it was a really valid question. It was a valid point. And the reason I don't like them is that I don't like the harshness. I don't like getting a hit of smoke and vinegar. And every time you take a bite, you get a different assault on your senses. And so what I did is went through my family recipes, which was my nephew, who's a chef, and he said, Aunt Lori, we have good recipes. So started going through the sauce recipes and looked at them. Why do I like these? Why are these family recipes that are going down through the generations? Like, why? Everybody here has had family events and they go, oh, we need this person to bring their cheesecake because it's the best. And oh, that person does the green beans even better. And everybody has their contribution to the family potluck. And it just happened that I started looking which sauces were the contribution to the family potluck. And that's what started.
Yeah. I love that. Was there a moment when you realized people outside your family are enjoying your sauces just as much as your entire family?
That would be about 7 months after I did my very first sale at a farmer's market, when I got approached by a company that said, we want to do a little giveaway to our residents kind of thing and our customers. Could you maybe make some sauces for us? And I'm like, yeah, I could do that. And what it was is they had 3 different streams, and they had to each stream had to come forth with an item for a giveaway for Stampede. And it just happened that year that 2 out of the 3 were Jordan Ridge sauces. So I was like, oh, hot damn, this is really cool, right? Like 2 out of 3, this is good. And then I said, oh, well, what do you have in mind? And how many are in your little company? And they said, well, actually, we're Brookfield Properties downtown, which includes the Royal Bank building. And it was 10,900 bottles.
Oh, wow.
Such a good idea at the time.
How long did you have to prepare for that?
I did the math, and it would have taken me 40 kitchen days. There was not 40 kitchen days that I wasn't already working before the time until Stampede. So I did a tuck and roll, and like 8 months after selling my first little sauce at a farmer's market, I went to a co-packer and jumped in with both feet.
Yeah.
But I did it.
That's how it goes. I just want to add a quick note that every year that I come to AWC, I buy her gift pack of 4 every single time because my husband is obsessed, but we cannot find it in Saskatoon yet. We're still waiting. That's coming hopefully very soon. So anytime I'm in Calgary, I literally go to the grocery stores to go and find your product because it's genuinely so good. If you haven't tried it, I recommend it a lot.
Thank you.
All right. So turning passion into a product, this one is going to go out to both of you. Many people have a great recipe or a product idea, but turning that into something people will consistently buy is a completely different challenge. What were some of the early steps you took to test your product and validate that there was a real market for it? It's a long question.
That is a long question.
Yeah.
I would say that okay, here's my true honesty. I'm a bit of a pouty baby. And I'm a snob. I love to eat. Like, look at these cheeks. This is not something I eat. I love to eat. And so when I find sweet products that I love cookies, I love cake, I love all of those things. I used to be a baker for a while as well, obviously. And even barbecue stuff. If I find food that I love, I will hoard it. Right? I'll buy 5 bottles of it, or I'll buy 68 jars of it, or 30 powder packages of whatever the spices that I like.
In case the world is ending, you got food.
Come to my house. Yeah. And one of the things, because I had all this honey that I hated, was everybody else's hot honey. I hated it. Yeah. It all tasted like it was like a punch of smoke, or it tasted like a different pepper, or it tasted like and it's a trendy thing, right? There's a lot of hot honey on pizza. There's hot honey chicken wings. There's hot honey things.
Yeah.
And it's like I did 58 different recipes to get to what I have, but I made a hot honey that only tastes like honey. So now I can put it on stir fry, or I can put it on Italian food, or I can put it on, like, just dip pieces of cheese in it, whatever it is. So it's because I'm a bit of a pouty baby and I don't like other people's stuff, is kind of how I make the decision on whether or not my product is good.
Also, just in general, like 56 iterations is off recipe. I mean, that's what I think what I was talking about a little bit ago about, creating that MVP. It's so important to keep making those small adjustments to get your perfect recipe. And honestly, it helps to be a bit of a snob there.
I find that, like, there's not many people that can say my product is terrible.
Yeah. And it's true. If you guys haven't tried it, which I have, try the flavored ones. It's so good. There's a chocolate flavor one that I tried last time with my coffee. And oh my goodness, that was so lovely. It truly was. Same question to you, Lori, is that what inspired you to take those cherished recipes and turn them into a product that others could enjoy?
Money.
Yeah, great answer.
That's a realistic answer, but it just kind of rolled into it. I always knew. I'm a retired police dispatcher, and I always knew that I was going to have a business. We've got tons of businesses in my family, but what I've realized is We have a lot of hobbies in my family. We have a lot of side hustles, and this was going to be a business. And I was told at one point, when you actually open your wallet, that will be the right business to do. And I dabbled in a whole bunch of other things, but when I came to making those sauces and stirring away, and it felt right. And it felt like I was being able to promote the values of my mom and my grandma.
And how did you validate that there was a real market for it?
I ended up going to all of my friends that had teenagers. The more the better, because they have a lot of teenage people.
So honest. Too honest.
And I made them the deal that they had to supply their own beer. I would bring the food, and literally they had to go in. They tried it. They had to fill out a form saying, yes, I like this one. No, I don't. They had to grade them because I kind of did a flock shoot. I took 8 different products in for lab testing because if they weren't shelf stable, I didn't want them. And so we had narrowed it down. There was, I think, 8, probably 8 altogether. And there were family feuds. It was like, this one's the best one. Why are you grading that a 2? And I'm like, it's okay. That's okay.
That's how you know you got a lot of different great products.
Yeah. So the biggest thing was narrowing that list down.
Love that. All right, this one's directed to Katie again. So Katie, the Honey Marchants is known not just for honey, but for the experience it provides. Whether it's your booth at events, I know about Stampede, your storytelling, or bringing live bees into classrooms. How intentional were you in building that educational and experiential side of this brand?
I was very intentional.
Yeah.
So the truth is, I'll tell you the cute little story about why I started this business. So my kids, now 10 and 12, my youngest was 2.5. We were outside behind our house on our patio. We're having it's whatever, it's early spring. We're having a picnic. I'm feeding my kids whatever the heck we feed 2-year-olds. And he went stark white and had silent tears, my little 2-year-old. And I think that's a real fear for a little dude. And I couldn't even imagine what was going through his head, and he couldn't talk to me. And I was like, buddy, what's going on? What's up? And he just goes, a wasp. And I was like, oh no, like this is too big. So when I decided to do the educational part of it, it's because I genuinely believe my footprint is in this world is to leave a wave of kindness. That's actually my business motto. And I tell all the people that work with me, everybody is literally leave a wave of kindness because people see that, people know that. My footprint is to teach the next generation to be a little less afraid. Because if my kid's afraid, other people's kids are afraid. And fears suck. Like fears suck. I hate being afraid of things. It's terrible. And if I can teach kids or people, whoever, to be a little bit more curious and learn how to get through them and walk through the fears rather than just literally shaking their boots. I think if bees literally, if they die, we die.
Yeah.
Because our food supply is gone.
They're pollinating everything. They're the reasons the trees exist and we have oxygen.
It's 1 in 3 bites is from a pollinator. 1 in 5 bites is specifically from a honeybee. Alberta is one of the top 5 honey producers in the world. Our Alberta children need to not be afraid. Every single movie we watch, there's like, bah, 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 there's like scary music, or like, the villain is like, oh, there's or there's like a beehive that's like, oh, there's beehives that are chasing someone.
Even cartoons, the beehive falls on your head.
Totally. And the reality of it is when your kid's afraid of something, you learn, you figure it out, you walk through whatever the hell I hate bugs. I hate being sticky. I hate being dirty. I hate it. But the truth is, my kid was afraid. So I'm going to just put all of that stuff behind me and just do it. So, I intentionally am teaching and educating people about pollinators and pollination and little people and big about bees. I nerded out so hard. I know so many stupid facts. and I can tell you things that will just absolutely blow your mind. They've blown my mind. And I was in marketing for a long time. You guys will go and see my booth after. It's actually sort of crazy. I'm sorry.
It's lovely.
It's what my brain looks like. I have ADHD, which is one of my superpowers.
She won the best booth at Calgary Stampede, by the way.
2 years in a row.
No, 2 years in a row.
And the only 2 years I was there. So, and I'll be back again this year. So I'm already planning. I just have to say, I may or may not have made 400 denim flowers, literally out of recycled denim. So if anybody has any old jeans, I'll take them.
Love it.
It's really intentional because my product is one of those products that it doesn't matter the nationality or the culture or where you come from, if you're young or old or who cares, they love it. Honey it's a broad spectrum. So I have to intentionally have 5-year-old girls and 90-year-old men be attracted to my space. They have to be able to come in and be like, yay, this feels welcoming. This feels like I want to go buy that. So when I build my brand and when I build my product and when I build my booths and when I build even my like persona, it's because it needs to be that. It needs to be
your brand.
Everybody and everything, which is not always easy, but you'll see it's actually beautiful. Even though it feels crazy to me, it's beautiful.
I have a follow-up quick question to that.
Yeah.
With your educational stuff, has that helped you build customer loyalty at all?
Some, yeah.
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 Like people keep coming back because of the educational end of things.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Honestly, I've found some true weirdos in my community. Like I found a guy who does taxidermy of bugs. So I have like 15 different, taxidermy of bugs. And I have like 15 different kinds of bugs from around the world that are taxidermied. So if you go, I have a queen, don't know how I feel about that. When you go to my booth, there's actually a Alberta queen carpenter bee in a gold frame. Wow. And she's this big. I work with 3.5 million bees at sometimes. If that thing landed on me still at this day, I'd be like, get it off. It's too big. But it's huge but it's beautiful. Yeah. And the thing is like to see it from a side of beauty rather than fear and see it people love to know these nerdy facts, and when you can,
and it's bringing them back.
It's bringing them back,
and it's helping build your business.
Totally. Well. And I do a lot. Like I do school fundraisers where I'll sell honey through schools, and they get a certain percentage back. Every kid that I teach ever gets a little "I love Alberta Bees" pin that has my logo on the back of it. So they have a conversation piece to bring home. So mom and dad may just want to buy some honey from the bee lady that came to their school. Like even though I do want to educate, it's also a marketing thing for me as well, because my company in those little people's mouths, the Katie merchant lady, the bee lady, it's awesome. So a lot of it's intentional, a lot of it's the education is so important. Honestly, you guys can ask me questions. Just get me going.
I love that. All right, so Lori, this one's for you. So scaling a food product based on family recipes can be very challenging, right? Because consistency and quality are just so very important to you as well. And so scaling that up means making changes. So what was the process like adapting your recipes for commercial production while keeping the same flavors and integrity? This is a hard one. It's not easy.
I have to realize I went from a 1 cup or a 2 cup to a 4-gallon pot to a 350 kilogram and 550 kilogram steam kettle. Like this thing's massive. And when you double a recipe, you don't just double the ingredients. It has to have the same viscosity. You can't just double the salt, because if you've got a teaspoon of salt here, you're going to have 8 pounds of salt and not be able to eat it when it goes into that. My biggest thing is I learned how to use a scale. My co-packer said, okay, so how much of this do you put in it? I went, a cup. I don't deal with cups. How many grams is that? I went, I don't know, let me look at the measuring cup. And he was, no, that's not what I mean. So we talked about it. I went out, I bought the scale. I found out that you put wax paper on it, and then you put your teaspoon of your garlic salt and level it out for like zeroed out. And it was it made me realize that this isn't just a little kitchen recipe anymore. I've upscaled it. This is now a commercial recipe with weights, which is a whole other ball of wax. Talking about wax.
Talking about wax. I love
You know
that.
how I slipped that in there.
And, in general, I feel like it's so hard to adapt to recipes, but just going to do a quick plug-in here. Places like Food Center are very helpful to create those recipes and adapt those recipes for you, check what works, what doesn't, and then also provide shelf life testing and nutritional labeling. So there are a lot of different nonprofits that you can reach out to if you are thinking about, building your own product to help you through that. All right, so now I'm going to move on. This question is for both of you. So food businesses can look very romantic from the outside, but behind the scenes, there are real operational challenges often. So what has been one of the most difficult or unexpected challenges in growing your business?
The beauty of making a label that is CFIA compliant, that is going to be what everybody else wants, because there's no regulatory. You think, oh, I've got a name, I've got my label, I have the ingredients in French and English, you've got your allergens, everything's great. And then all of a sudden, oh, you need a UPC code on it and the nutritional facts table. Oh, and you have to have, if it's more than 15% more of this is a lot and 5% is a little. And I'm going, that's just so much junk to put on there, but it's important. And the more that you read a label, and everybody in here has probably read a label for some reason or the other, and it's important to the people to be there, but it also shows that I'm a real business. I can do that.
It's true. And also, I think it's now with the recent trends, I think we see that change. Well, people truly want to know where their ingredients are coming from in food, So it's so important to have that label and it be accurate and see where it's sourced from. So I'm going to same question to you as well, because I feel like every single entrepreneur goes through this. So what was one of the most difficult and unexpected challenges that you faced in your business as you helped scale it?
Well, I have a couple.
Yeah.
First,
Go for it.
First is staff. Staff can be amazing, but they can also be terrible. I once had a staff member cry because I told her she had something on her face. I was like, honey, we were working. And I was like, oh, honey, I know you just had a bite of that cookie, but you have a little something on her face. And she goes, what? And she ran to the bathroom and she was crying and she's running to the bathroom and then comes back and tells me off. Like, I didn't have anything on my face. And I was like, oh.
It's not a big deal.
Very awkward, because she still had, like, it was one of those things where it was like, it was a week-long event that she was working with me, and she was one of my staff that I needed her to be there. So I knew I needed to walk on eggshells. So it's, it's staff, because it's just like people. Like, sometimes you love your sister and sometimes you hate your sister. Even though you got a sister, sometimes she's terrible. So mine's really good, by the way. She's really good. It's just really finding the right people that fit within your company, within your values, that like show up for you, that are willing to work for you. And recognizing in myself that they're never going to be as good as I am at what I do. It's what I do is awesome. If they do 80%, that's a huge win. So I now have like 2 or 3. Well, I have 1. That's great. I have 2 or 3 that do about like 70%. So I'm working with them. It's staff. Staff is number 1. And number 2 is learning to make real mistakes. Like it's okay to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And it's okay to fall, and it's okay to say yes to something or spend too much money on something that doesn't sell anything of. Or that, you sit on inventory for a while, whether it's a flavor or it's a package or it's a spoon or who the heck knows. So you guys have no idea how much crap I have I love to spend money. I love shiny things. I love stuff that's colorful and everything that's be thematic. I'm like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. But, the truth is I have to be okay to say, you made this mistake, learn from it, and just to own it.
Yeah.
Like, be true to yourself. I fake it till I make it 99% of the time.
All of us here.
Right?
Yes.
Anybody who's an entrepreneur, you fake it till you make it, because you're like, oh, mine's the best thing you've ever seen in your whole life. But the truth is, maybe it sucks. And it takes a while to recognize that and realize that. and be okay with it.
And I think this is something I want to add to that is that nowadays people really care about authenticity. They don't just want to see your success stories or all the good news that you have going on. They want to see the real you. They want to learn from your mistakes. And I think Adam, who's our keynote speaker next, but she does just such an incredible job. If you don't follow her, do follow her on LinkedIn because she just
Be weird. Be
yes,
weird.
please do stalk her. She would happily allow that. But she just does such a good job in not only expressing like all the wins she's had or all the pitch competitions she's been a part of or going into Dragon's Den, but all the things that have not worked out for her, the failures that she has, gone through and everything that she has learned from it. Because let's be honest, if you're not failing, you're not learning, you're not growing. And that's the reality.
Like, don't cry on Instagram. Don't. Like, I actually know a company that this woman does cry on Instagram all the time. And she's like, oh, I had such a bad day at this market. But like, if you say that market wasn't great for me, I'm going to whatever. Or like husband, I'm going to say, opened 60 pounds of honey in my car once. And the whole back seat was completely covered in honey. I posted it because that's a real mistake. That sucks.
It's definitely,
But like,
oh my goodness.
But at the same time, that's a real thing that happens. People trip and fall. And if you don't say your truth, then nobody's going to believe you at the end of the day.
I have a quick question about that.
Yeah, right. Actually, let the bees eat it out.
Oh, okay. Was the car functional after that?
There's still a moment. So this was 4 years ago. There's still a moment that I opened the passenger side or the driver's side back door and it's a Yukon Denali, you guys. It's not a cheap car. I think we just paid 60 grand for it or something stupid. And it's like, he gives it one of those and there's a little in there, but we actually we cleaned as much of it as we could. We fed it back to the bees because bees will eat the honey again. But that night maybe 3 nights, we actually left the doors open in the car.
Yeah.
And well, no, who's going to steal it with 100,000 bees in it? I would not. Yeah, we just let the bees in. I would not mess with a car that had 100. I would never. And I don't think anybody else would, right? Like I've driven in cars with lots of bees. It's terrifying, even with like one bee, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, oh my God. But if it has 100,000 bees, nobody's going to steal my car. They're just going to eat the honey.
Yeah, I fully agree. I would never approach a car that had 100,000 bees in it.
Heard it before you walked up to it.
It's true, the buzzing. All right. So next question, and this one goes out to both of you again. So when we talk about sustainable food businesses, it's not just about ingredients or environmental practices. It's also about building something that can last over the years. So what does sustainability mean to you in context of your business?
I try really hard to be as classic as possible. And what I mean by classic is like classic flavors, classic packaging. I try to use as much glass as possible, as much wood as possible, about things that are reusable, things that actually gift really well. And I try to, classic doesn't die, right? Nobody stops drinking hot chocolate. We all keep drinking coffee, like hot chocolate. Hey, we might shift our hot chocolate to something a little more protein filled. But the truth is kids are going to drink hot chocolate forever and adults are going to drink coffee forever. And, some of us might drink wine forever. I try to stay as classic as I can and as clean as I can. Because that is sustainable. I do make crazy flavors sometimes. Yeah. Literally, I'm working on one where I have a whiskey cask and I'm filling it with honey and I'm doing a whiskey maple honey. Whether or not that's going to be sustainable, who knows? It might be a quick trend. I might sell 2 jars and that's it. That's all I got. But something like vanilla, something like chocolate, something like strawberry, like Neapolitan flavors or lemon. Everybody loves lemon and honey. Well, most people, but like lemon and honey, it's a classic flavor. It's a classic thing. So I try to stick with things that are classic and nostalgic so that will be sustainable in itself.
Because it resonates with people, with your audience.
Yes. And my grandma used to give me lemon and honey, or like my mom. Yes. I get a lot of people
anytime I got sick.
Right. I have a lot of people from India. I have this one, this turmeric based honey, and they say, oh, this tastes exactly like the golden milk my mom used to make. Or, I get people from the Caribbean, they're like ginger, and it has to be like really ginger. So when you hit that nostalgic moment and that classic moment where people remember, especially with food, for me at least, I know that smells and like tastes, those are things that I always will go back to. So not only packaging and like things that I can do for it to be kinder to the earth, but sustainability in the sense of like stick to what works.
Yeah, I love that. That's great advice. If it's working, why change it? All right, Lori, same question. Did you want me to repeat it at all?
No, sustainability for me is slightly different because for me, my business to be sustainable means holding off. I have a huge announcement. I have hired a salesperson. Hallelujah.
And it's hard to find good salespeople, just letting you know, like that's not an easy task because you can sell your product very well, you know the story, but not others can often do that. So kudos.
It literally, I've been looking for about a year, and this one is an amazing fit. And for me, being sustainable was knowing that it was a rock solid growth, that I didn't go up to here one year and sewer the next. I knew that I was building the neighborhood of my retailers, my neighborhood stores that kept doing it. The comment being, I want my shelf, I wanted it 6 inches wide and 2 feet deep. And that's exactly what what I've been continuing to do, is keep it so that when I'm sustainable, I know that that person I hire is still going to be there down the road because I can still afford to pay them. Not that I pay myself much, so that part sucks. But it's sustainable in the fact that I can see that year after year I have growth, and I have rock solid growth in that neighborhood.
And that's so important. Like, honestly, I think that is one of the most important things to see if whether you should keep your business going is it, if it's growing even a small amount, but through the time it's not stagnant. That's when it's a great signal to keep going, Love that.
Well, I have to brag a little bit.
Yes.
The last 4 years, my revenue has doubled every year.
Woohoo! That's amazing, Lori.
Which is these little sauces, and
yeah,
people are just buying them and eating them, right?
They're so good.
and then last year I was like, I'm only at like 49%. But that's okay, because it wasn't a good year in the world. It's still not a good year in the world. And in the CPG category in particular, yes, we're buying Canadian when we can afford it. And I look that there's a lot of families out there that are buying what they can, and well aware that I'm a very little fish in a big barbecue sauce pond. And there's tried and true barbecue sauces that, are very harsh and aren't as good as mine, but that's okay. If that's what you need to buy to feed your family, that's okay. Because I know that when you're a little bit older and you've got your own income, or when the kids are gone, or when things change, and you have those extra few shekels to put towards quality, I'll be waiting for you.
Love that. That's such a great answer. All right, so this one goes to both of you. Again, this is mostly just advice. Many people in the audience are either thinking about starting a food business or are early in their journey. What is one piece of advice you wish someone had given you before you had started your business? I'll give you a second to think about this one.
That one is really tough.
Yeah.
And the reason it's tough is it's just one piece of advice. I would say don't do a flock shoot. I guess one piece would be if you have the product that you think is the best thing, and say you've got 8 different shoe designs, and you go, this is what I'm going to do. Narrow it down to why you want to sell that one shoe or 2 shoes, and make that what you're passionate about. If the other couple of SKUs sell, excuse me, that's okay. But be passionate about what you want to sell to people and know why these are the best damn shoes in the market. And if you're passionate about it and you can say why these are, then you'll go far. And my problem is we have great cooks in our family. We have chefs, we have cooks, we have dessert makers, and it was narrowing it down. And that's why the signature one is my grandma's meatball recipe that has survived through the ages, on salmon and then back again to my kids dip their chicken fingers in it or eat it with a spoon. So that's one piece of advice I would have liked is pick your passion, build SKUs on each side of it and go to town.
Love that. Also, having a story behind it really helps, which both of these incredible entrepreneurs do have. Katie, same question to you.
I'm going to do a little different. I agree. Passion is, if you don't have passion, you have garbage. It's truth. If you don't love what you do and you don't love what you sell, nobody's going to buy it. I would say entrepreneurship is really hard and it's bloody lonely. You work for yourself. You guys, I walk around sometimes talking to myself and I'm like, I'm just in a meeting, right? When people ask me what I'm talking about, but it's true though. Yeah. It's like you are the boss and the secretary and the whoever, the HR and everybody else.
Wearing 20 different hats today. Yes.
So yeah, there it is. And the truth is, find a cheerleader. It doesn't matter if it's your husband, because it can't be yourself. You can talk yourself into a lot of things. It doesn't matter if it's a husband or brother or sister or friend or an entrepreneurial group or a community of whatever, your neighbors. It doesn't matter. Find a cheerleader. So when things are really hard, you don't feel so alone. Because I've had quite a few moments that I'm like, am I doing the right thing? Did I just show up for myself and literally just spend on something that was really dumb and now I can't pay my mortgage? Did that just really happen? So you need somebody to say, you did that, yes, but it's okay. And you can get past everything, and everything that you've already done, you've actually already gotten past all of those things. This is just a new mistake or a new day. So find yourself a group of people or even just one person that will cheer you on until you're dead.
I could not agree.
Really, because otherwise it's lonely and it's hard, and there's big awesome wins and there's big awesome fails, and that can be really hard on the self-esteem. If you were at the end of the day laying in bed and those are the things that you were thinking about, you can kick your own ass.
That on that, I may.
Yeah, please.
Don't let people shit on you. Lindsay was saying, you should do this and you should do this and you should make 16 more different honey flavors. Well, don't shit on me unless you have already been in my feet, unless I can look at you and go, you have a multi-million-dollar company. You can shit on me. Take it with a grain of salt, right?
I feel like 90-year-olds should shit on us because they know better.
Yeah. Right? Make sure they still have their mind, okay?
My goodness.
When you, the only other thing is kind of along the same line is don't take every comment to heart. Some people will say terrible things about, I can do that better. Why should I pay that much for this product? I can't believe you would charge this much. Why do you have this? Why are you selling that? Nobody likes this. This, you should. I've had people walk by my booth go, oh, that's not unpasteurized honey. What a joke. Okay. I'm like, bro, did you come in my kitchen? Were you just spitting out honey last week in my garage? Were you beekeeping? Were you the guy who, no.
I think it's so important to find your audience, which your product resonates with. And
you don't always walk into your audience though. There's been times
100%. There's going to be good and bad, but it's so important to hear your audience versus hearing the loud noises that can often just keep them in the background sometimes, Feedback is important. That's different. If someone's telling you, maybe you could try this, maybe that's different versus someone just straight up coming and is like, what? This is not going to work. So that's two very different things. Another thing I wanted to add just on their advice, like communities like CFIN, FEAD, they really help connecting other entrepreneurs with each other through accelerators, programming. So if you ever feel alone or, you're just doing this by yourself, truly connect with us. Connect with other entrepreneurs, connect with groups who are also going through this or has already been through that space that you are currently going through. It really helps. It builds your confidence and you just kind of feel like you're not in this alone. All right, before I end this, just a quick rapid fire round, okay? So questions for both of you. I'm going to start with Katie first, and then it's going to be, let's actually do like 1-1, okay? So Katie, sweet or savory?
Oh, sweet.
Sweet or savory, Lori?
I say sweet.
All right. One food you could eat every day without getting tired of it.
Tacos. Don't even finish the sentence.
I love it.
Angel food cake.
Angel food cake. Okay. Early mornings or late nights as an entrepreneur?
Oh, I do both.
Neither. During the day. That's where we're at. Farmers market or retail shelf?
Farmers market.
Farmers market unless they pay me lots.
That's fair. Very fair. Money matters. One ingredient you can't live without in your kitchen, honey.
Well, it's pretty obvious. Honestly, vanilla.
Vanilla. Okay.
I use this product called Tribal Vanilla, and it's from a woman-run company in Calgary. Rochelle is the lady's name, and she ethically sources it from Africa. She goes and actually travels to the actual farms.
Wow.
And I put it in so much of my stuff because it's so good. Because I buy the beans, but I also buy this product called vanilla powder, where it's the whole bean. And so it's like the outside and it's the pod and the seeds.
You gotta tell me more about this. We are going to move on a little bit. I'm so sorry, Katie, just because we're cutting into Dom's time here a little bit. One ingredient you can't live without in your kitchen, Lori.
Wine.
Ingredient. I love that. The first person who believed in your business idea.
Obviously, my husband. Yeah.
Me.
I love that. A food trend you're loving right now.
Hot honey.
That ingredients matter.
Yeah.
And read what's in there. And if they're simple, then okay, it's good for my family and I can feed it to my kids.
I agree. This is very, very important. I fully agree. All right. Last questions for both of you. Entrepreneurship in one word.
2, freaking hard.
Fair. That is very fair.
I'll go 2. I'll say keep going.
That's an even better one. Honestly, it gets hard. Keep going, you guys. And that's the end of this session. Thank you so much, you ladies. That was lovely chatting with you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you to our listeners for indulging your entrepreneurial appetite with this episode of Friends of FEADies, brought to you by FEAD Canada, our funding partner ISET, and founding partner, the Saskatchewan Food Centre. If anything we have discussed today has ignited an entrepreneurial fire within you, but you're not quite sure how to get started, or you're craving mentorship and coaching to help grow your business, please reach out to us at fead.ca. That's FEAD.ca. Connect with us on social media. We're sprinkled all over the digital landscape, and our team is ready to provide the mentorship and coaching you need to flourish. At FEAD, we're here to empower women in the agri-food industry, so don't hesitate to reach out to us to join our vibrant community of foodpreneurs. Until next time, bake those dreams into reality, stay hungry for success, and continue to nourish your entrepreneurial spirit with FEAD. Bon appetit.